Well, first of all, Happy New Year to you. And I thought we'd kick off 2026 with a little bit of an insight into, being positive within the business. And we're going to use the marketing kind of terms of radiators and drains. Or if you've kind of used another analogy, it would be kind of warm fuzzies and cold pricklies. And it's all about the energy that our basically business gives off and things. So the first thing to do is to ask yourself a simple question. How do people feel after interactive with your brand? So not kind of what they think, not what you sell, but how they actually feel. And we talk about that quite a lot in kind of business training and everything else within things which we do on the academy. Because in business and marketing, there are only two real types of brands, and they are radiators and drains, as they're referred to, or as I said, fuzzies and pricklies. So the first thing that we've got to aspire to, and we've got to make sure that our brand is kind of oozing, is the radiator. And the radiator is someone who radiates warmth, positivity, and energy. I mean, we all want to think that we do that, but in fact the reality is when you start to actually unpeel your onion of a business, you start to actually realize that it doesn't always do that. We can even kind of look at these things to do with relationships, our friendship groups, and people who work for you as well. But this is really about kind of looking inward at your business and kind of identifying how people are really foreseeing us and things. For almost a decade, I ran the experience group, which is looking at the way that client journey all the way through the photography was kind of based around and things really. So a radiator, as I said, is someone who radiates warmth. They're always going to be in a positive, and I don't mean over the top, but they're going to give good energy. You'll usually identify them and know them instantly, in fact, because they're calm, the business is helpful, and they make feel the whole kind of procedure feel light. And just being involved with them, it can feel like, you want to actually react with them more and things. So in marketing, the Radiator brand basically makes customers feel welcome, not judged at any stage. Now, in some ways, we all think we're doing that, as I touched on already, but we've got to really understand what the client is seeing, and we've got to perhaps face a few home truths that our business isn't performing in the way that we want to do. So we want to always try and focus on solutions, not the problems, to be a radiator. We need to make sure that all our communications are clear, they're kind, and they're confidently kind of presented to them so that we know what we're on about, and confidence usually kind of exudes kind of a radiator, as it were. As a radiator business, we don't want to overwhelm a client with too much information. We don't want to overcomplicate things by going into too much depth, or overcomplicating a price list or whatever it is. And we definitely don't want to make them feel stupid because they're asking a question and everything else with it. And if we are a radiator brand, the effect is when people interact with us as a radiator brand, they can feel energized without us even realizing it. They will feel valued more, and basically they are more likely to say yes and feel safe to say yes than at any other point. And it's the key point. People don't just buy from radiator brands or radiators, persons, as it were. They stay loyal to them as well. That is absolutely key. When you kind of often have 20% of your clients are creating, 80% of your kind of real quality of business as such. And that 20% of clients, the returning clients, can be a big kind of plus for the business. As humans, we naturally gravitate towards warmth. Even when I'm color balancing things in the likes of Photoshop or Lightroom or in the likes of Adobe Raw, I'm actually adding a warmer tone to my portraits than I am a cooler tone and things really. So I like to kind of ooze out that warmer brand image than anything else. And then we talk about the drains, okay, the cold pricklies. And even though we're talking about this as far as a business brand is concerned, like I touched on at the beginning, this can also be a part of your friendship groups. And how many times have we identified people who are just sucking energy out of us? I often call that the energy tax. and somebody who's taken more than giving to us. So in other words, they're taxing us more with their neediness and kind of negativity and everything else can often really put themselves into a brand where you don't want to deal with them. And that's exactly the same with friendships. As I said, often during my kind of 50 odd years of having friends, okay, I'm way in my 60s now, but the key point is to get rid of those drains because they're just really no good for you no matter what. And that is the same within the business. So the cold prickly, yeah? When we talk about the drain, as I said, is someone who saps energy. They focus on what's wrong, what's difficult, what can't be undone all the time. And in marketing, a drain brand often looks like it's got complicated processes, it's defensive or cold in customer service with it. The language is filled with rules and friction and negativity. And, people start to notice something important about that image that is wrong, and they might never tell you that. That's why we have to look here inwardly and really identify what is kind of wrong within our business if we become a drain even without realizing it. So a drain is going to be kind of, if we were designing a person, the character is strong. Do you know what I mean? They're bullish and everything else. They're powerful and they're muscular. But that doesn't mean they are physically like that. You could just have the wrong person in customer services and your brand is killed straight away because they've got no empathy towards the client. In other words, they're a drain instead of a radiator with it and things really. And without them even doing it, they're kind of deliberate in the way that they kind of work in with the customers and things, which is not good for a brand no matter what. Brand can be dominated in the market and still be an emotional drain. And I don't understand how they can get away with it for so long, but they usually fall over and they'll usually end up with a very powerful customer service team because they're trying to have to fix what the business isn't doing. I bought some Scalextric stuff for my grandkids for Christmas, and 3 out of the 4 cars didn't work. 3 out of the 4 cars. And I expected a reaction during the Christmas when I kind of messaged them and everything else. And, okay, we can all use the excuse for the Christmas holidays and everything else with it. But the reality is, when you're dealing in a world of the child, the play, the toy, you have to have a customer service available in those busiest times of year. And you have to increase that even more. Because without it, basically, people are going to feel left with I don't really want to deal with that brand again and so on with it. And I've been a Scalextric fan ever since I was a kid, But we've got to make sure that the problem is not dominated and then we're not using the customer service to try and get away with it and things really. So power without empathy in a business will exhaust clients. It'll exhaust you as well, to be honest. And the effect is when customers interact with a drain, it feels hard work. It really does feel not a good taste in the mouth. It feels heavy and they're kind of going, you know what, I just cannot be bothered to deal with this customer anymore. Or just, let's just get it done. Let's move on. Like the Scalextric thing I was on about, I couldn't get a result during the Christmas, so I had to go and buy extra cars that would actually work so the kids can enjoy themselves within a few days and things, But it just felt like a bit of a chore. Now, since then, I should say that Scalextric have been in touch and they're basically trying to fix the problem for me, But when we're talking about the drain, it's the little things that the customers are coming up against. And that's what I was saying to you. It can feel really hard work. It can kind of get on you, really put you off wanting to deal with them, and it feels like a heavy chore and things, and so eventually they leave the brand. They won't kind of get involved with you. Even if the product is amazing, they will just go and things really. So even though it's an uncomfortable truth what we're discussing here, most businesses don't lose business or customers because of the price. They lose a customer because of the bad energy, the drain energy, emails that feel cold, processes that feel punishing, like it's hard work and everything else, messaging that feels defensive or complicated, or it's just confusing with it and things really. And people don't want to fight to buy from you. You've got to accept that. So that's why a simple price list even can be a huge difference. Introducing a customer to a price list in a specific part of the experience will really have a benefit for you and things really. They want to feel supported, remember. They want that kind of feel-good factor. They want that warmth, that empathy all the way through with it. So I suppose at the beginning of a year, this is a really good time for us to unravel our onion of our business with it. And you've got to say, well, okay, in this case, if I start to look at, am I a radiator or a drain as far as a brand is concerned? Does my website radiate clarity or confusion? Does my onboarding energize or exhaust the client? So does it take too long? Was it kind of quick and so on with it? Does our communication warm people up? Or is it just wearing them down? It's too kind of involved. You're waiting for a response too long, etc. and things really. Because whether we want to realize it or not, your brand is already one of the two things. It's either a radiator or a drain. And what we've got to make sure is that we change things to make sure our goal is loud. It's not about being loud as in voice, but it's loud in its warmth. That's really what we're trying to do. We don't need to be cheaper. We don't need to be more aggressive, definitely in the sales room and everything else. The goal is simple at the end of the day. Be the brand people feel better dealing with after every point that they touch us, especially after the service that we provide. And what you've got to end up with is trying to be the radiator, the person, the business, the brand that everybody wants to deal with, that they feel comfortable with and they feel at home with, and they're going to be repeat clients as well with it. So leave you with that to start off the energetic 2026. See you soon.